Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures, and it's time once more for a Friday Obscurity in Literature. And while this may not be the most prose-heavy literature we show on this channel, it is one of the prettiest for obvious reasons. And that is The Robots and Donuts, The Art of Eric Joyner. Now, let me preface this by saying this is an older edition of the book that Dark Horse put out. It has been subsequently re-released in hardcover a few years since this one was released. So if you see astronomical prices for a soft cover, if that's really your thing, I mean, I can't blame you. I'm not sure how large the hardcover is, but it does exist in hardcover. So let me give you a little bit of history, because I don't even remember when I first discovered Eric Joyner's art, but absolutely, the robots, and I've showed this off probably like back in 2019, 2020 on this channel. This is a book that I've had, and I know various forms of this book exist based on this collector who had all these old school toy robots, and this book of mine is falling apart. It is from 1985. What is the author's name here? I know it's Kitahara, but anyway. So this book is nothing but old tin toy robots of various sorts, and there's much better, nicer versions of this out there these days, but that one is very precious to me. A gift many, many moons ago, I think from my great-grandmother. I'm sure that my father picked up, but he has impeccable taste. So anyway, Joyner's art immediately set my heart aflutter when all I see on the cover are classic vintage toys and donuts. What a match made in heaven, right? Not that I need to be eating as many donuts these days, but absolutely love this stuff. There's some early illustrations of Joyner's in here, but honestly and truly, the cream of the crop is just checking out all of these robots in their various moments of solitude, surrounded by donuts. And again, having spent so many years flipping through that tin toy book of mine, there's just a real sense of nostalgia looking at all these toys. And some of the pictures in here, you know, start off a little bit more, well, I want to say normal, but I don't know if normal is exactly the right word for when Changeman visits Rome. I always like that thing. It opens up, head opens up. There's like a human inside there. But vintage looking cars, vintage toy robots, and candy. To the rescue. And I know this is one of those books that even when my son was little would pull off the shelf just to ogle the various pages in seeing what's in there. Contemplative moments of various robots. And then there's a whole series of Rock'em Sock'em paintings and looking through the backgrounds and looking at who's in the crowds there. Whole lot of fun. The ring girl looking like something out of a Sorayama airbrushing. Interesting subject matters, to say the least. But a very High Lord Tamberlane one. Love the donut. It's getting munched on in the background. Red gets his revenge. And then we get really focused on the donuts. After the fall. I always like them, Mr. Atomic. Look neat. I'm sure this is probably why my son was always so eager to look at this when he was a kid. Giant monsters. And donuts. You get to see a lot of very familiar-looking faces coming to steal the donuts. Sunken treasure. Because everybody knows Godzilla loves donuts. Look how here we have the ring girl from the previous Rock'em Sock'em set of illustrations. Mothra donut. But what does it all mean? You say, well, I'll leave that to you. The Sentinel. Here we have his very famous multi-page, if I can pull it out of the book, The Usual Suspects. And it's like, I don't know how many pages. It's like a 6-page spread. More than that, possibly. And it's on like both sides of the paper. It's kind of crazy. Assuming everything was all in one from both sides. My dad has this. I think it's actually at their house in my old bedroom, up on a shelf with a bunch of other wind-up tin toys, replicas. Just some fun stuff here. It's about how I feel right now in Southern California as I sit here on a wet and cold and rainy day. As rare as they may be. I don't know, I'd love to get something like this for the walls in my office. I've got like an old Mars Attacks tin plate on the wall, along with my kids' drawings, but I would love to have some robots and donuts, I think. The Last Temptation of Sparky. This piece is called Unscheduled Maintenance. So, fun little stuff. Definitely something different. Like I said, there is a newer edition, and obviously I'm not going to spoil everything in here. But if this is something that looks like it would be in your wheelhouse, definitely a fun one to check out. I mean, obviously, you know, I've had a long love affair with vintage toys, toy robots, retro futurism. I love the, you know, images of the future as dictated by the past, and especially in terms of, you know, sci-fi toys. I mean, obviously with the amount of, you know, sci-fi stuff we still see on this channel, despite my love of fantasy, yeah, just good times all around. Definitely something that's going to get you in a more uplifting, positive mood, and you know what, in today's day and age, can't recommend that enough, can we? So, Eric Joyner, Robots and Donuts. And with that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye!